Above Manchester United. It's the first time in their history that they've ever started a league game. Main Genius is with me today, and this is interesting tactically.
Yeah, it is. I mean, obviously, having watched Bournemouth play last week, they went with a 5 at the back.
The contribution of servicemen and women involved in the 2 world wars and later conflicts.
But they do need the points because it's been a very slow start to the season for them. Here's Ryan Fraser with the corner kick for Bournemouth because he's now in his second spell. Fred got him out offside here against Mata, who'd got in a promising looking position.
They squeeze out just in time on Mata drifting offside. Lovely ball though from Fred, outside of his boot. Yeah, and it was a lovely ball, but at the same time, it was a very good line from Bournemouth. I think they just get out. Yep.
Fraser ahead of him, and Fraser here got the better of Smalling. He's in on goal here. It's Ryan Fraser. The legs of De Gea did the job for Manchester.
In the week, understanding how dangerous this Bournemouth side are on the counter-attack, and have already been caught out 5 minutes into the...
Manchester United, who were nearly unzipped there.
I mean, I'm guessing it's the one thing that Jose Mourinho would have worked on.
Adam Smith inside. Here's Brooks. Adam Smith again to cut it back, and Stanislas' effort was blocked by Shaw.
Means this, faces Chris Smalling up, there you go, through your legs. And actually Stanislas should do better with that opportunity.
But again, Bournemouth with a real cutting edge about them.
Oh, this is brilliant from Brooks. Wait till you see this. When this ball goes into his feet,
Inventive little idea there, and Callum Smith nearly got him behind. Of Arsenal and Spurs to 4th, but they've got some defending to do here. Fred again looking to feed Alexis Sanchez, but Lerma was doing some...
Happens sometimes, but what's important that you've got a midfielder that's aware to the danger, and that's exactly what Jefferson Lerma was there.
Good shallowing.
Yeah, it was good play from Lerma. In the end, I think there's a mix-up between Aki and Ryan Fraser.
Fred, Sanchez has made the run. He gets the ball nipped away from him from Simon Francis. Patches it up for Manchester United, but a lovely ball from Lewis Cook. Cut across goal, and Callum Wilson strikes Bournemouth with threat.
And go out there and deal with that situation. Here's the ball from Lewis Cook. But come on, one of you side. Yes, it's him with Stanislas. He's just come running out. Someone has to pick him up between himself and Pogba. One of them has to take responsibility. I think it's one matter that is just left the responsibility of dealing with Stanislas on that right hand. I'm really not sure what happened on that left-hand side for Manchester United. Look, it's a brilliant ball from Lewis Cook.
Now they have the lead. Done with Bournemouth as Fraser curls this one in. It just caught on the wind for a moment. Be at Brighton and West Ham, where Manchester United's approach has been, well, more than questioned. Here he is again, cut out by Smalling. It fell onto Brooks' head and
under the pitch, and then this type of thing. The quality of the ball from Stanislas or Brooks and Fraser, it seems to be too much to handle for Manchester.
Should have gone anywhere.
They're struggling to deal with the front ball. They really are. Callum Wilson's runs, not only behind, but holding the ball up at the top.
In the middle. Others too. Francis cuts it back. Stanislas! Straight down the throat that time of De Gea.
Ports the play, picks out a lovely ball on the edge of the box, and series of effort from Stanislas. We've seen him score from there before. Brilliant from Francis. After that ball was bouncing around on the halfway line, there was only ever going to be one winner. He wanted it more, Francis, and goes and...
Cook got caught out that time by Fred. The little spin by Martial nearly worked. That was the better. Adam Smith. Well, it just went. It travelled and it travelled and it travelled, and...
A part of the way that they've played for the first 18 minutes of this game. What are you doing? Chris Smalling's having a look at De Gea. And, you know, I suppose it's just been...
Everyone was wondering where it might end up.
Well, you know, I don't think any Manchester United player knew what was going to happen here. De Gea's looking at Chris Smalling like...
Francis. Good shot. Still Wilson. And that'll be a corner off Nemanja Matic.
He's got to be doing better with that. Middle of the goal, concentrate, get it on target. Because within, what, 15 seconds, it was 3. From one end to the other. It's a good opportunity for Fred. Yes, it's on his weaker side, but I mean, that's going wide anyway.
Anthony Martial played in behind Sanchez that time, and that's really been on. Alexis Sanchez, cut back, and Martial equalises. Strikes again. He's
the quality of the player running onto it, the form that he's in. It was a good run initially from Alexis Sanchez, and it was identical to the chance that Fred had a little bit earlier, but the difference being
really in red-hot scoring form, and Manchester United, who'd been outplayed to that point, are level.
Yeah.
Here is Lerma again. And Alexis Sanchez is offside.
Yeah, just. You can tell he's always on the move. He's trying to make that run, and he's just gone off like half a second too soon.
Would have been close.
You know, he's at the times to get the ball into him. His movements are good. He holds up the ball well.
Brooks played for the free kick a bit there at the end and got it.
He's had a good first half, Brooks. We'll take that, get back into shape, because Brooks is in. If he gets his head up, there's runners for him to... Very good on the ball. It's one of those fouls where, if you're a Manchester United player, you're kind of going, okay.
Sanchez had pulled in behind Ake for a moment. It's fallen here to Juan Mata on his left foot. And couldn't direct it on target.
Mata just trying to give Begovic the eyes. I mean, he obviously wants this one kind of in front of him, but willing to fight and challenge for it, and it ended up being a good knockdown. Again, started by a good movement from Alexis Sanchez, always threatening to get in behind.
Brooks again. Now he's appealing for handball against Smalling, but it was a half-hearted appeal, really. Adam Smith, Fraser again. Getting to the byline, cutting back. Brooks' effort was brilliant, but well saved by De Gea.
For a minute did I feel like Ashley Young and Chris Smalling had this under control. They didn't look comfortable. And Fraser, when he breaks through...
That was very deft by David Brooks.
It was brilliant from Bournemouth all round. Down that left-hand side between Adam Smith and Fraser.
Not the danger man. Looking to bend one in behind, but doesn't get the way. Shaw. Pogba. Laid back. Herrera! And
good ball from Paul Pogba. Gets hold of it, picks his man out. Just cut across it a little bit too much.
In the end, it fizzes just wide.
There's a decent enough strike from Herrera.
Young to chip this one forward, headed down, and Sanchez with the header, and again Begovic is there, this time a more routine save.
On the move, always difficult to mark. It's always going to be difficult to score from there, but you have to say, I do think Alexis Sanchez has been United's star player so far this afternoon.
Just United as this goes on, lovely touch. Martial, Luke Shaw in here with a chance to score. Brilliant save from Begovic.
It's a good play from Luke Shaw, though. Anything that's good about Manchester United comes down this left-hand side. Lovely 1-2 with him. There's two huge moments for Asmir Begovic, and he's come out on top of both of them.
Scoring as well. Oh, Ake, that time for once he made a mess of it. Influence now. Herrera! And that one must have been very, very close.
A very, very difficult effort to attempt on his weaker side. He's tried to control it and guide it into that corner. It's so unlucky.
Judging by Herrera's reaction.
Well, he's already had much more of an impact than Fred has had in probably the 10-15 minutes he's been on. That is...
It's Young, and he's hit the woodwork. Surely Rashford, Ake, and then off the line, did it cross the line?
Great delivery, obviously off the crossbar, but he has to
score.
I mean, you will not see a better block than this. It is brilliant from Nathan Ake. The free kick is sublime, obviously, from Ashley Young.
No, it didn't. Brooks was back there. Well, what a remarkable escape. More than once for Bournemouth. It seemed Rashford in particular had... Short kind of winner here towards Rashford, who must score surely here, and now Marcus Rashford has won this.
With a different mentality in this second half, and this play down the left wing. And I mean, he's not exactly happy, Jose, and I don't know why, because I think his team have come out a different. They deserved a goal in this second half, Manchester United. They have been the better side.
For Manchester United, surely deep into stoppage time.
We have to say.